Hello, this video is for basic facial, and we're going to start upon arrival to work. So we're going to wash our hands when we get to work. We wet them, coin-size liquid hand soap. We wash our palms to our wrists. We wash the back of our hands to our wrists. We wash our fingers, the backs of our fingers. We wash between them, between the fingers and the thumbs, fingernails and fingertips, thumbs, wrists. Rinsing thoroughly. We find a disposable paper towel. We're going to turn off the water with that hand. We're going to dry everything off, and then to finish our hand wash, we are going to use our hand sanitizer. So we're going to start there. And then we have to prepare our workstation and setup. So I'm going to go over those steps first before we even greet the client. So what you're going to do before your client arrives is you are going to disinfect your workstation, your bed, and equipment by using a disinfectant wipe following manufacturer's instructions. You're going to check the equipment to ensure all devices are in safe working order and plugged into a working receptacle. You're going to gather clean supplies needed for the facial service, storing in a clean, closed container. You're going to turn on the hot cabbie and stock with at least 3 clean wet towels. More may be needed during the service depending on the client. Fill clean steamer glass with distilled water and preheat your steamer. You're going to dispense the products needed for the service according to the skin type and client's needs as follows. You will prepare disposable portion cup and tray for each product with a portion of the product by opening the top of the container and ensuring the tip of the nozzle does not come into contact with the disposable portion cup or tray, or remove the product with a disinfected or clean single-use spatula. You'll close the lid to the product and set the portion cup or tray on the tray. You'll drape the facial bed using 1 fitted sheet, 1 flat sheet, and 3 towels. Place the clean laundered sheets down on a disinfected facial bed, placing a towel horizontally at the head of the bed, and lay a hairnet and headband on top of the first towel, alone with a roll towel to support the head and neck of the client. Save the third towel to lay across the client's décolleté. So I'm going to show you that I have already set up my tray here with what I need, with all of my supplies, my rounds and 4 squares, and my gloves, my things for extraction, my toner, everything's set up. And what I'm going to do is greet my client who has just arrived, as you can see. So we are going to meet and greet, and of course I am meeting her with clean hands. I'll wash them again, but I start off my meeting with my client with clean hands. So let's talk about our client meeting. We greet them and we escort them to the work area. We determine their preferences and we assess the client's needs. We assess the client's skin by performing a skin analysis visually to ensure that there is no inflamed, infected, broken, raised, or swollen skin in the area that's to be worked on, or an open wound or sore in the area to be worked on, infection or infestation, i.e. lice, to prevent from safely performing the service. We assess the client's consultation form for any medications and products used within the last 72 hours. We consult on any known allergies. We consult with the client on any facial surgeries that she might have had within the last 3 months, and if the client is under a physician's care. We assess if the client is prone to cold sores or fever blisters. We assess if the client has been using exfoliating or lightening agents within the last 72 hours, like alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids, hydroquinone, etc. Always ensuring SPF. We always talk about that conversation. We assess facial injections within the last 3 weeks, like Botox or hyaluronic fillers. If the client is free from any of those contraindications, we can move forward with the procedure, which she is. So let's get her set up before we wash our hands here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the client into the room, let her get comfortable and into the bed, and then we're going to get her comfortable. So we have our rolled towel here for her neck support that we're going to place underneath her neck. We have her hairnet that we are going to place to take all of her hair out of the way. And then we are going to give her a little extra drape here with this towel. Get her nice and cozy before we start our service. And now we're gonna wash our hands. So we're gonna go to the sink and we are gonna wet them, and we're gonna get that coin size liquid hand sanitizer. We're gonna rub our palms together to our wrists, liquid hand soap, not sanitizer. Rub the back of the hands. We are going to wash our fingers, and then we're gonna wash the backs of our fingers. We're gonna wash between our fingers and between our fingers and our thumbs. We are going to wash our fingertips and nails. We're going to wash our wrists. All of that for 30 to 40 seconds, and then we're going to give it a thorough and proper rinse. Once we have rinsed accordingly, we're going to find either a clean towel or a disposable paper towel, and we're going to turn off the water, dry everything completely, and then find that hand sanitizer to complete your hand wash. And once you are fully clean and sanitized, you're going to begin your facial service. So what we're going to do first is remove her makeup. And let me start that over because we're going to start with her placing them on her eyes and leaving them there. Because we're actually going to remove her lips first. We're going to place our rounds on her eyes. Sorry, I've been doing so many lash videos that I just started taking it off right away. But I know what I'm doing, so let's just readjust here. Okay, eyes are on, and then now we're going to go in first, and we're going to take care of that lip makeup. Now we're going to do eyes. Awesome. Now we are going to do a first cleanse. So we're going to get some cleanser. And we're going to cleanse that face. Cleanser. And after this first cleansing is when we want to do our skin analysis. So we're going to cover up those eyes. And then we're going to bring over our mag lamp. Try to set up today so I could use one. And we're going to analyze the skin. And we're going to see through that what we need to see. So what I'm looking for here is for any freckling, any fine lines, dehydration, excess sebum. I'm really just doing what we kind of talked about, like the things I'm looking for that, and then also looking for things that maybe I could talk about like in future treatments, etc. So I'm just really using this to kind of figure that out. And then once I've kind of finished with that, take that out of the way. And it's time for me to do 2 cleanse and 3 cleanse. So we did 1 cleanse. So we're going to move forward now with the number 2 cleanse. And then we're going to remove it. Nice. And then we're going to go in with number 3 cleanse. Her skin looks really nice and clean. So now we are going to use our toner to finish up the cleansing process. Rinsing some toner here. So we got everything nice and toned. And the next step we're going to do is we're going to go in with our exfoliation step. So what you want to do is just take a little bit of exfoliant, not much. Just kind of space it out. And then you want to begin to massage in your exfoliant. And probably going to do this 1 to 2 minutes. Of course, we're following manufacturer's directions on the exfoliating product that we are using. Okay. And it's at this point in time we would locate our steamer. I don't have a steamer, so I'm just going to walk you through the process of what would happen at this stage while she has on her exfoliant. You would retrieve your steamer and turn the steamer on. You're going to position the steamer next to the facial bed that is facing away from the client as the water heats up and emits an even outflow of a mist. Once the steamer is emitting a mist, you're going to position the steamer about 16 inches from the client's face so that it goes up and out, evenly distributing on the face, and then you're going to allow the unit to steam for 3 to 5 minutes. Now we're doing a video, so for video purposes, I am not going to do this steamer part. We're going to pretend like 3 to 5 minutes has elapsed. And then once that 3 to 5 minutes has passed, you're going to remove the steamer from the client's face and then turn it off or turn the steamer to its previous location for disinfecting. And then we're going to remove our exfoliant, and we're going to use a steam towel method. I do not have a hot cabbie, but I'm going to pretend like I do just for sake of using a towel. So I'm going to grab a hot towel, and what I would do would be to get it out of that cabbie and shake it out. And of course, the first thing I'm going to do is check it on my wrist to make sure the temperature is appropriate. Then before I put it on my client, I'm going to check it on like my client's collarbone. And then once she says, oh yes, that feels amazing, I set my towel up, and then I come in And I'm going to cover up everything but her nose with my hot towel. You only have about a 30 or 40-second window here with this hot towel. And then you're able to come in and remove the exfoliant. And now you're going to move on to the extraction portion. She's had that nice hot towel. She's had that nice exfoliation. Everything's been softened up. So with this, you always need to make sure that you have gloves on. So this is where you're going to put on your disposable gloves. And there's two different methods of extraction that you could use. You could use the cotton rounds that are soaked in astringent. And you also have the option of doing the wooden sticked Q-tips soaked in astringent, which is what I'm going to do. With those, you have to keep in mind that with every extraction, you're going to toss them, and get wooden sticks, new wooden sticks. So I'm going to get 2 of those wooden sticked Q-tips, and I'm going to soak them in astringent, and then we're going to go in and perform our extractions. Just going to press gently. Getting 2 more. So everything, of course, is single use and disposable, soaked in astringent. You would never want to do this more than 5 to 7 minutes because it can get quite uncomfortable. We wouldn't want that for the client. So just be mindful of that. Mindful of your timing. We want them to feel great. And this should do it right here. This should be a good last. She didn't really have a lot of extractions that needed to come out. And we will go ahead and remove our disposable gloves. And if there was anything that was contaminated that you didn't toss already, you would do that. But we've done that as we go through everything. We've already tossed it because all of our stuff was single use, and then we tossed it, single use, and then we tossed it. So only thing I've tossed now are your gloves, and then we're going to follow with toner on the face and neck. Once again, my toner is a spray toner, so that is what I'm going to apply my toner to, and it's not going to come in contact with the gauze, of course. And the really good news is she's just had her extractions, but she gets the massage portion after all of that. So she's going to feel really, really good after this section. So you want to make sure that you take enough product, massage product, when you go in for your massage, because you're going to be doing that for a while and you don't want to have to go back and get more. So make sure you apply enough on your client before you start the massage process, and that will really, really help with your ability to do a better massage. Make sure you spread it out really good, and then you'll be able to start. Now we have to remove that massage product. Beautiful. Now after our massage, we would go into the mask portion. So I'm having a hard time with these hairnets or headbands on a mannequin, but it's just because she doesn't have any hair. I am going to apply her mask. And when you apply the mask, you want to make sure to avoid the nose and the mouth and the eyes. And we're going to talk about the mask a little bit. So we obviously would choose a mask, and we would follow manufacturer's instructions. And then basically what you do is it would sit on according for 5 to 10 minutes according to manufacturer's instructions. We are not going to sit here for 5 to 10 minutes. Pardon me. Just getting a little choked up there. because we're making the video. So we're going to pretend like that time has elapsed, and we're going to remove the mask. So that's what we're going to do next. And obviously, it's your preference, but I would be using towels from my hot cabbie a lot more than these 4 squares. If I had a hot cabbie, I would not be putting this client, wouldn't have to have like cold water on her face or anything like that. Nice. And the skin is just glowing. Of course. So now that we have removed the mask, we need to do a final tone with our toner. Sorry, just a lot of mask apparently here. So we're going to get our rounds and our spray toner. You can also miss the face. And make sure to get the décolleté as well with this final tone. Okay. And then what you're going to do to finish your facial is you are going to make sure that you apply the appropriate skincare. So what we're going to do is start with a little bit of eye cream, and you will need the tiniest bit, doesn't take much, to the ring fingers, and you're going to do small tapping motions around the brow bone and the zygomatic arch. You want to use that ring finger because it applies the least amount of pressure. So you're going to just go around. grab your moisturizer. It's daytime. There's no question. We're going to grab a moisturizer with SPF. We kind of discussed that in our client consult phase. Certainly know that it's like the number one cause of aging, sun damage. So we're going to put our moisturizer on with SPF. And we're going to apply it everywhere that she could potentially be exposed to the sun today when she leaves. So we're going to do the décolleté, we're going to do the chin and the face. I'm even going to do like the ear area. We're going to talk about that neck. We definitely want to take a minute to blend it in, and it will also give us some good things to talk about when we're done here. So we're going to blend it all in, all over, anywhere that might be exposed to the sun when she leaves. And if she keeps her hair back, make sure you're getting those ears, the neck, face, forehead, chin, décolleté, neck. And at this point, you're going to let the client have some privacy, and you're going to tell them to get back into their things, their clothes that they came into, and you were going to meet with them in the client area to discuss maintenance and aftercare with this facial. Perfect time to close the sale. Also, maybe rebook for another facial, a different kind of service based on what you saw. And just really building that relationship. So you're finished with your client consult, your follow-up, and then it's time for you to take care of your area. So you're going to dispose of all single-use items that you haven't already thrown away, like those Q-tips, cotton rounds, etc., that you might need to discard. You'll place any implement that you might have used in a closed container that would be labeled to be disinfected. You're going to place your towel, cape, sheets, any linens in a closed container labeled until laundered, or not labeled, but just until you launder them. And then we have to clean and disinfect our work areas. So we're going to identify proper cleaning agent and read the manufacturer's directions. We're going to follow the manufacturer's directions for mixing and usage. We will wipe down our workstation and area with cleaning solution to remove debris. We're going to identify a disinfectant that is bactericidal, virucidal, and fungicidal, EPA approved for use in a salon setting. Follow manufacturer's directions for mixing and or using appropriate aerosol disinfectant. We will disinfect electrical equipment and store it in a clean area separate from other implements. And then you would do your proper hand wash. So what you have to do now is, now you remember you had gloves on because you were using the bactericidal, virucidal, fungicidal cleanser disinfectant. So you're going to take the gloves off and you're going to find a sink. You're going to turn your water on and wet your hands. You're going to identify that liquid hand soap, coin size in the hands. You're going to rub the palms together, washing the palms together down to the wrist. You're going to wash the back of the hands down to the wrists. You're going to wash your fingers. You're going to wash the backs of your fingers. You're going to wash your fingertips and your nails. You're going to wash between your fingers. You're going to wash between your fingers and your thumb. You're going to do this great motion a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds under that water. You're going to wash your thumbs. You're going to wash your wrists. All of that to get completely clean. And then once you've done that, you can thoroughly rinse. Once you have a proper rinse, you either need to find a clean towel or a disposable paper towel, or etc. And that hand that you have the towel or the paper towels in is going to turn the water faucet off. You're going to completely dry your hands, and then you'll discard your paper towels or put your clean towel that is now dirty into that closed until it's laundered area. Then you're going to find your hand sanitizer, and you're going to read it. Make sure that it is 70% ethyl alcohol, and then you're going to repeat that hand wash with hand sanitizer, thoroughly cleaning everything up. And when you feel like you have been clean and been dried, you will then be able to take your next client for your following service, or if it's the end of the day, hoo la la, then maybe you get to go home. But either way, that finishes the basic facial application video.